How did Henry Knox move cannons from Fort Ticonderoga? Imagine hauling massive cannons through snow-covered forests, frozen rivers, and steep hills in the dead of winter. That's exactly what Henry Knox did during the American Revolution. It all started in late November of 1775. General George Washington sent Colonel Henry Knox to retrieve the artillery captured at Fort Ticonderoga in upstate New York. The fort had been taken earlier that year by American forces, giving access to about 59 cannons and other weapons. Knox and his team faced a huge challenge. The cannons weighed up to a ton each. They had to move them roughly 300 miles to Boston, where the British forces were besieging the city. The first step was loading the cannons onto large flat-bottomed boats. Despite the freezing weather, they rowed across Lake George. Once across the lake, the real work began. The team had to drag the heavy cannons over rugged terrain, including frozen rivers and snow-covered woods. They used sledges pulled by oxen, horses, and human strength. Sometimes they built makeshift roads and bridges to keep the cannons moving. The entire operation took about 3 months. They faced many obstacles, like keeping the cannons from damage and managing food supplies for the long journey. Knox's team had to be resourceful, building paths and protecting the artillery from the harsh winter weather. It was a tough, demanding task, but they kept going. By early March of 1776, the cannons arrived near Boston. Knox's team quickly moved them to strategic positions on Dorchester Heights, overlooking the harbor. The placement threatened British ships and troops, forcing the British to leave Boston without fighting a major battle. This operation was a major success. It showed how careful planning and determination could change the course of history. Fort Ticonderoga played a key role because it supplied the artillery that helped break the British siege. The story of Knox's noble train of artillery highlights the importance of logistics, terrain, and teamwork in the fight for independence. In New York State history, this event underscores how the location of Fort Ticonderoga made it a vital supply point. It also demonstrates the ingenuity of the American forces and how they used geography to their advantage. Knox's achievement remains a proud part of New York's Revolutionary War heritage, illustrating how resourcefulness can turn the tide of battle.